Welcome to the Tower Couch Podcast. I'm your host, Mitch, and as always, my co-host, Mike.
Woo!
And today we are going to be reviewing the movie Pixels with Adam Sandler and friends, as usual. This movie is from 2015. The synopsis: when aliens intercept video feeds of classic arcade games and misinterpret them as a declaration of war, they attack Earth, using the games as models. Knowing that he must employ a similar strategy, President Will Cooper, aka Kevin James, recruits his childhood pal, former video game champ, and home theater installer, Sam Brenner, Adam Sandler, to lead a team of old-school arcade players and a military specialist, Michelle Monaghan, however you say it, in an all-out battle to save the planet. Director, Chris Columbus. Producers, Alan Covert, Mark Radcliffe, Chris Columbus, and, of course, Adam Sandler. Screenwriters, Tim Herlihy and Timothy Dowling. The distributor is Sony Pictures Entertainment, and the production company is Columbia Pictures and L-Star Capital. Rated PG-13. The genre: comedy, action, adventure, fantasy, sci-fi. And that's pretty much the rundown on this movie. The cast: Adam Sandler as Sam Brenner. President Will Cooper is Kevin James. Violet is Michelle Monaghan. Eddie is Peter Dinklage. And what is it?
Dinklage.
Yeah, he's the well-known short person that's in like a shit ton of movies. Josh Gad as Ludlow Lemonslough. We're just gonna call him Louis Lemon. Everybody else just kind of isn't important, but there's a shitload of people in this, like including Serena Williams and Martha Stewart make appearances, and some dude from like one of the Friday movies. But yeah.
This director is pretty famous, actually.
What's he make?
Well, I'm getting is that Harry Potter?
Maybe.
Well, the one I can definitely see is he made the original Home Alone movie.
Oh, okay, so we got a good director. Also, Dennis Akiyama, Professor Iwatani. That's who he plays, the creator of Pac-Man. I don't know if he's actually the creator of Pac-Man. No, he's not. He's just an actor. Okay, I was just making sure.
That disappoints me. What the fuck? Get the real dude.
Right. Well, he might be dead, so, you know.
Resurrect him. Adam Sandler's job is to bring back people's careers. What the fuck?
That is true. And make careers for his friends just constantly explode. So,
yeah.
This movie is very much hated, so much that people like it. Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 18% on the tomato meter and a 46% on the popcorn meter. Whatever the fuck those are.
I think one's the audience and one's critics.
Okay. Let's read some audience reviews. Great movie from my childhood by Yavans Plays. Gulihimir M says, it's so bad that I genuinely like it. The CGI and special effects aren't bad at all. The fights aren't boring, and the movie had its own charm. I really thought it was an epic movie. Truly underrated. Blaine B.
Thoughts on that?
I truly didn't think it was a terrible movie. He has made some stinkers in the more modern times, but I don't think this is definitely not the worst. You know what I mean?
I think it has a reverse hype effect to it, where it's oh, this movie's awful, and truthfully, things just kind of happen. Nothing really makes much sense. But it had that bad reputation, so it's obviously going to be better than it is rated.
That's fair. Like, Blaine B. Here's another one like this. The best of the worst. I love it. Sam Brenner. Benakie says, this movie made me take off my brain out my ugly head. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. Fun nostalgia trip. Questionable about the critics' reviews on this movie. I understand that the humor in this movie is cheesy and childish, but I'm pretty sure that's what the movie's intention is. That is every Adam Sandler movie. Mr. Marks X that said that. That is every Adam Sandler movie. Cheesy and fucking childish. But
I think they kind of wasted the potential of their idea. Like, the idea is way better than the movie is.
Well, let's be fair. That is why, that reasoning right there is why we love Adam Sandler, because he just kind of like, he keeps bringing his same, he's always himself. He's always the same 90s fucking goofball that he is. But like you said, the idea is better than the movie. But if this movie was made today, would it not be fucking way worse? Like, just way worse. You know what I mean?
They already put Adam Sandler in a dress.
Yeah, but I mean, like, today. Today, when they make movies today, they seem to fuck up everything. Like,
yeah.
Like, when it comes to a video game movie. It's almost like they can't do it right. Like, even the newer Mario movie, I don't care how fucking popular it is, it's not a good movie. I would much rather watch Pixels a million times over than watch the new Mario movie, truthfully. And that Minecraft movie is so fucking boring, like, I just wanted to go to sleep. So.
Minecraft is really weird. Like, Mario, they tried to do something. I'm pretty sure, I never watched the Minecraft movie, but from what I've heard, it sounds like, it's like, here's that thing that you like. Here's this other thing that you like. Here's Jack Black being Jack Black.
Yeah, like, Jack Black is as Adam Sandler is to Adam Sandler. Like, Jack Black always plays himself. Adam Sandler always plays himself. You know? And I would much rather watch Adam Sandler. Granted, I grew up with him. So, like, I grew up watching all those movies. But, like, I mean, and nothing against, like, the Mario movie anyway. It's just, it was such a letdown because it was such a hype fest. It's like, this is going to be, like, the greatest shit ever. Like, this is finally going to be a great video game movie. And it's like, Yoshi wasn't even in it. Yoshi was in the background with a herd of other Yoshis for, like, half a frame. Like, during an adventuring montage. I don't know.
I don't know, like, the idea of Yoshi anymore. Because I thought Yoshi is, like, the one green Yoshi. But then, like, there's, the animal itself is also called Yoshi. So I don't know.
Well, there is, at the end, after the credits in the Mario movie, there is a giant green Yoshi egg, and it cracks. And then the screen goes to black, and you hear, Yoshi! So, granted, we're going to have a sequel, most likely. And we're finally going to get, you know, the Yoshi. So, I don't know. We'll wait to see what happens with all that shit. We just finished watching it. We both had to have a fresh recap because we both hardly remembered that movie. How did you feel about it before we actually go? We're going to go scene by scene in here. Well, kind of. But more of a quick pace.
I never watched it before now, but...
I thought you did watch it.
No.
I asked you before we decided to do this, and you're like, yeah, the only part I remember is the Tetris buildings.
Nah, I said, like, the only part of it I've seen that I liked was the Tetris buildings.
Oh, you were talking about, like, clips and shit.
Yeah, I've seen, like, lots of clips of good amount of it.
Ah, okay, got you. But, go ahead, what were you going to say?
Well, like I said earlier, it's just kind of like things just happen. Like, the story doesn't really make any sense. Like, how the main characters are like video game experts, but they're like 40 something, and it doesn't even show them playing video games. So it's like we don't even know if they played video games in the in between time. So why the fuck would they be good in the first place? And then like trained soldiers can't do basic tactics. Like what the fuck?
Well, I mean, in the beginning of the movie, it shows that Adam Sandler's character was one of the champions, like one of the best players in the world. But like you said, that's kind of like all we get, though. Like the one dude was good at the claw, Kevin James. So that's all we have to go off of, you know?
Yeah, and for some reason he's the president, but he's like really stupid,
and everybody fucking hates him.
Yeah, so like, how do you become president?
Right before we kick it off, let's talk about the fucking awesome music that they got in this movie. Like, it's just super good fucking 80s rock tunes. It has a great soundtrack altogether. Fits with the movie perfectly.
I remember hearing a few songs, though.
Well, yeah, there's only probably like 4 or 5 songs, but they always come in at the best times. And they're always good. So it's like, and it's typical Sandler fashion. Let's kick it off, you know, with an 80s rock track. Like a classic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not gonna spoil the music tunes that are in it. It's all good.
Oh, I just found them.
Oh, okay. Name them off then. Fuck it.
Okay, we got, what is it? Waka Flocka Flame released a single entitled Game On featuring Good Charlotte.
What the
which
fuck?
serves as part of the film's soundtrack.
You see, okay, well, I didn't even hear that one. That's fucking weird.
But Cheap Tricks, Surrender, Queens, We Will Rock You, Tears for Fear, Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Great songs.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna spoil it, but since you already found them, and you know, fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's kick it off with like the first part of the movie. We open up with Adam Sandler's character just riding down the street, fucking racing to his buddy's house, passing him, just saying it's open, and talking about this arcade. And his buddy just runs over, who is Kevin James' younger character, runs over and steals like his sister's lemonade stand money and just fucking dips. And they go to the arcade. They're just fucking crushing shit. Eventually it turns into, well, Ben, you should join this gaming tournament. And he goes up against Eddie, who is what's the short dude's character? Or what's his name?
Old fat dude.
Yeah. He versus him and he loses, but he was crushing him in the meantime. It is pretty sick because like in the background there are like advertisements for Konami, Atari, Taito, Nintendo, Namco. Like the movie is legit. They did try to be as legit as possible. So I thought that was
Peter
a nice
Dinklage's character is Eddie, and I thought you were talking about Kevin James, which is Will Cooper.
Oh no. The short dude is what I was talking about.
Yeah, Peter Dinklage is Eddie.
Yeah. They verse each other in a tournament, and Ben loses, and he's just like, fuck it. A little distraught, but he's just like, fuck it. It doesn't matter. And they grow up to be, Ben is basically Geek Squad. He works for something called Nerd Brigade, which is Geek Squad, essentially. And his buddy becomes the president, who is now, Kevin James. And everybody fucking hates him because he's ruining the country. Uh,
he like walks out of the place they're talking. I think he's at like a bar, and everybody's just screaming like random shit at him.
yeah. Oh, and by the way, the game that they played in the finals was Donkey Kong. So, but we'll find a little twist on that later on. Eventually, aliens just kind of attack while Adam Sandler is installing a TV and a gaming system for this hot chick's place that he flirts with, and she's crying because she's getting a divorce and tries to kiss her, and they're drinking wine in the fucking closet for some reason. I don't know. But he tries to kiss her.
They get like really awkward, like whenever he first sees her, because like her son just tells her her life story, and then like she pops out and he thinks she's ugly, but then he's like, wow. She's like, wow. Like, really? That's what you have to
say? And she catches him checking her ass out whenever she's walking away. So it turns into a rivalry because since she doesn't kiss him, she like kind of talks shit about it, and he just constantly calls her a snob for the rest of the movie almost over all that. But they race to the White House and neither of them know that they're both going to the White House because obviously Adam Sandler is Kevin James's best friend in the movie, even though he kind of treats him like shit. They go there and they learn of the alien attack in Guam, where what was it? Wasn't it Galaga that attacked there? They used Galaga. Yeah. They go into a conference room where there's this military dude, like super stereotypical, like military general who's like, "It's Iran, we gotta blow him the fuck up." And then he's like, "Google, we gotta blow up Google. It's Google that's doing all this shit." And Adam Sandler's like, "No, actually, it's Galaga." And everybody's like extremely confused and thinks it's all nonsense.
I like think it's a country or some shit. He's like, Bob Gallagher. Wait, who's Gallagher?
Right. After Kevin James kicks him out of the White House, essentially, Adam Sandler's driving, and this kid they met back at the arcade that he hasn't seen in a long time, named Wonder Kid. I'm just gonna call him Wonder Boy though, because it's funny. He comes up behind him while he's driving, and Adam Sandler fucking knocks him the fuck out, and he flies out of the fucking back of the van, where Adam Sandler comes after him with a baseball bat until he realizes who he is. But he has chloroform in his hand, so rightfully served. You know.
I would have slapped that out of his hands with that bat.
By the way, the girl who he's talking, that's that Violet Monaghan, or however you say her name. I can't really remember. I'm not going to keep trying to pronounce it. But she's really hot. She's cool.
I was doing some digging, and it actually was the creator of Pac-Man. And he also created Galaga.
The dude that he plays, or the actual dude?
Yeah, the dude that he plays. He's only 70 years old now. So he'd been 65.
See, it said in his IMDb that he's a movie star. So
I looked up creator of Pac-Man and it popped up with the same dude, so.
Huh. Interesting. A man of many hats.
Yes.
This dude's Wonder Boy, his real name is whatever the fuck we said it was earlier, but we're gonna call it, when they say his name constantly in the movie, it is pronounced as such. Lola Lemonsoft. That is not his fucking name in the movie either, but that is how they say it every time for some reason.
Ludlow Lemonsoft?
Yeah, but it always sounds like they're calling him Lola. Which I was like, it's kind of fitting because like this nerdy ass fucking kid would obviously, in an Adam Sandler movie, have a goofy girl fucking name. That's just like a play on words, like kind of deal. Anyway, he goes back to like his den, his getaway, where he has like all these fucking posters up and katana swords and shit that are, and like we froze. He's like a huge conspiracy theorist. There's all these things that say, like, was Kennedy cloned? Oh, we froze Walt Disney, and all this fucking shit. And he's always coming up with all these crazy conspiracies. He shows him a tape with these people that were actually abducted, which you'll realize when you're watching the movie, saying that the aliens and the humans are in a war, and the winner takes the other person's planet. Humans only get 3 lives, and they've already lost 1 because of the Galaga incident.
And they claim some, like, random soldier dude as their trophy.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he is one of the dudes that plays in the movie Friday as a minor role. You can look him up. India is the next to be attacked, and nobody believes them. They run to the president, and he's like, nah. He's like, I can't just, like, authorize military personnel to go to India based on this fucking crazy shit. And there's a weird little scene where a little Indian boy named Raj, you know, the usual India boy name in movies, is proposing to some girl, and the Taj Mahal is just, like, exploding in the background. And they're getting attacked. And the next scene is where they're, like, in a lab, and they're like, alright, we should give these guys a chance. So Lola Lemonsoft is, like, freaking out. He doesn't want to talk to the Navy SEALs like the crazy general wants him to, and then he just freaks out and starts screaming in their face and calls one of them a beautiful Nubian man.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
The soldiers are weird too, because they looked all to be like older dudes, and then like they were all varying sizes. Like there was like dudes that were literal monsters, and then there's just like a bunch of normal people in between them.
Yeah, it was strange. Some of them are fucking like jacked to fuck with like covered in tattoos. Some of them are beautiful Nubian men. You know? Sandler eventually tells him, shut the fuck up, before he gets smacked in the mouth by the beautiful Nubian man. And he explains to them exactly what's going on. And then there's like a little montage of him teaching them all of the old 80s arcade games to get an idea of how to fight these aliens. Eventually they find out that the next hit is going to be in London. So troops assemble there, and this time the attack is Centipede, and they have these like crazy light cannons where they can't fucking hit shit. They're duplicating the centipedes because that's how you play Centipede. You don't shoot them in the middle, you shoot them in the face, otherwise they multiply. And Adam Sandler and Lemonsoft grab those cannons and just fucking start going to town and save the day. How'd you feel about that?
He like climbs up on a mushroom and shit. Just all running around like Adam Sandler's athletic. There's a lot of times in this movie where there's action scenes and Adam Sandler is just like not about that. So they either show his back or they cut to his legs. Like at the very beginning he does a moonwalk and they just cut to his legs. That's like, oh, okay, that Adam Sandler can't moonwalk.
Yeah, they just clearly show that he's shit.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. I really like how the centipedes look.
Yeah, he chases after one of them, and this thing's just tearing through a hotel, and then he goes like through an old lady's room where she's working out, like to like a P90X tape. And the centipede stops and like watches the TV and starts doing the dance with her, and then Adam Sandler comes in and just fucking murks him. The victory bar scene after that, after they win everything, they're like, fuck yeah, everybody's getting along, and they get their first trophy, which is the duck hunt dog, which is pretty cool. I like how you only see him for a second, versus Q*bert, where he's in the rest of the movie later on.
I don't know how popular that game was. I don't remember playing it too much.
Duck Hunt?
Q*bert.
Oh, okay. No, Q*bert was like big, but it's like just forgotten. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like super big then, but then nobody like stuck with it afterwards.
Right. There are a lot of like little 007 things too in this movie. Like the English commander in London, he is actually Alec Trellian, or however you say his last name. He's 006 from GoldenEye. And
Or
yeah,
I think it might actually be Sean Bean.
Did 100%.
Sean Bean's in this.
100%. I'm telling you, dude, 100% that's him. I'd never mistake that fucking face. But you can look into it while I'm reading this next part.
I'm pretty sure it's Sean Bean. I'm looking at it right now.
Is that him? Is that the same dude?
Yeah, Corporal Hill, SAS officer.
Yeah, but like, is he the dude from GoldenEye? Is what I'm asking.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. But during this bar victory, the tape flashes again on all the TVs in the bar, and it's the fucking little dude from the assistant for Scaramanga from The Man with the Golden Gun, another 007 movie. So I don't know, I saw a little pattern going on there. Maybe that was like a little sneak thing that they did in there, or just it could have been by accident. Who knows?
Yeah. Sean Bean played Alec Trevelyan or whatever, however you say that.
Yeah. I thought it was called Trellian, if I remembered correctly, but I wasn't sure. So it is the same dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Very, very, like, specific face. Not specific face. Very recognizable face.
He's awesome. I love his acting.
Yeah, he's really good. I never knew his real name, though. After that is announced that the next fight is going to happen, there's a scene where they cut to the prison. And here's the thing. It's like Mike said, things just happen in this movie. This movie is very fast-paced. Like, it's just skipping scene to scene to scene to scene. Like,
that's a good thing about it. It did not get boring.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't give it time to get boring, you know. But they cut to a scene in prison where Eddie, grown-up Eddie, is in prison, and they need his help to take down the aliens this time. And he suddenly has a French voice, like a French accent kind of deal, or some kind of weird accent. I couldn't tell if it was Russian or French. French. So I was very confused on that.
What I was noticing was he, for some reason I can't do it now, stage right. But he does that thing where you just make your voice deeper. You're like, oh hey, yeah. And he's talking like this the whole time, and it's kind of just like,
They try to convince him to help him, and he's like, fuck no. And then they're like, come on, man, we need you. He's like, I have a list of demands. He's like, I want a stealth helicopter. I don't want to be, I want to be tax exempt. And he's like, I want to be set free. And how about you give me a room, like the Lincoln Room, in the White House with Serena Williams and Martha Stewart. I'm trying to make a Serena Martha sandwich. And I was like, wow, that's very, very specific. But they find out during this whole thing that the attack will happen in New York. So they put them in these Pac-Man colored cars, like the ghost colors, like Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde. Did I get those right?
Yep.
Okay, because the one that starts with B, I always think it's either Binky or Blinky, and I can, for some reason, I don't know why that always slips my mind. But they have these color-coded Mini Coopers with this magnetic field thing that they have to run into Pac-Man with. So Pac-Man is fucking running a riot through the town, through the city, and they actually put this dude who shows up, the fucking creator of Pac-Man, they put him in a car, And the first thing he tries to do is get like super Japanese with it. And he's like, wait, I'll talk to him. He is my son. Or however that accent is. And he gets out of the car and gets his fucking arm bitten off. So.
Yeah, they're like, no, wait, what are you doing? They're like, I must. This is my son.
Yeah. So they're instantly down a man. And there's just like this badass scene. I thought it was really badass, the fucking driving scene. They're tearing through the city. Eddie's fucking Pac-Man up. He hits him twice and then flies into the river. Cool ass little thing Adam Sandler does, backing up through a garage parking lot, like all the different levels going up, 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 up. And then he like shoots himself off a ledge onto another building as like the pellet power that Pac-Man grabs depreciates. Pac-Man bites onto him without realizing it, and that's the third hit. And that's how they beat Pac-Man. They beat Pac-Man like that. And there's a giant ball and a celebration after that and shit. Before I get into that, how'd you feel about that driving scene? Like the whole Pac-Man thing.
I thought it was, well, Inky is my favorite, so I was very disappointed that Inky lost first. And, I really like Pac-Man's, like, expressions, like, the minute change of his eyes and shit. I thought that was funny. The one dude cheats in Pac-Man. This, like, is the reveal to where, Adam Sandler's character is actually the world champ, and Peter Dinklage's character is just a cheater, which I'm pretty sure is a callback to a very, especially since he looks exactly like him in this, is a very specific character from back during the time these tournaments were big and shit, and the dude is like, I'm the world champion of Pac-Man, and he like actually beat Pac-Man and everything, and there's like a whole controversy. There's like documentaries about it and all kinds of shit.
What movie was that for the fans here?
I forget exactly what the movie was called, but it's a famous story. Yeah, just look at like the first guy that claimed to beat Pac-Man, and there's just a long ass story. But Peter Dinklage's character has the exact same haircut as that guy.
Yeah. After they beat Pac-Man, their new trophy is Q*bert, and Q*bert sticks with them for the whole rest of the movie. Q*bert's cool as fuck. If you don't know who Q*bert is, go educate yourself, I guess. I don't know. He's a very forgotten character. Would not, all jokes aside, would not blame you if you didn't know who it was. But he's like this goofy little orange ball with a long, like, weird elephant trumpet looking snout, 2 eyes and 2 feet, and that's like it. Like, I don't know. And like when he speaks, a little bubble pops up with like asterisks and like a bunch of other like explanation points and symbols and shit like that. But he speaks English in this, but even though that bubble pops up. But yeah, you find out about the cheating scandal during the ball, because the aliens tune into the TV again, and they're like, you guys cheated, that means you guys forfeited your planet. We're gonna fucking invade you. Meanwhile, Eddie's hanging out with Serena Williams, and Serena fucking hates him. Adam Sandler's character asks out Violet, finally, because her son is always kind of like popping in and out of the movie, hanging out with them, and he's just like, kind of like, hey, how about I'll do what you tell me to do if you quit being a bitch and just ask my mom out, because obviously you guys like each other.
Yeah. Is that an Adam Sandler trope?
I feel like it can be sometimes, because that does happen sometimes. So,
wasn't remembering if like he had like that happen a lot in movies.
Not a lot, but I'm pretty sure it has happened multiple times. I could be wrong though. But yeah, you find out about the cheating scandal, and Eddie's trying to run out of the ball, and her son fucking catches him. He's like, "Where are you going?" And like the alien invaders come down and fucking beam him up into pixels this time, and take him hostage like everybody else. Galaga and Frogger and other games attack the whole ass city, and Adam Sandler and company are trying to board the giant ship to finish the fight, like Master Chief would. You will also see like these ninjas that are from a fucking video game that I can't remember. There's for some reason Smurfs.
Yeah.
Mario, you'll see him bouncing around. For some reason, he's a bad guy.
Well, it's Jumpman.
Oh, well, okay. Jumpman. Out there during the combat, Wonder Boy faces off against Lady Lisa, who is like the video game character he's obsessed with throughout the whole movie. And eventually she draws some swords on him and almost kills him and has a sword to his throat. And he's like, "You know what? Fuck it." And he drops his gun. And he's like, "If you want to kill me, I got to finally be in love." And, like, again, Mike says, things just happen in this movie. And she's just like, "Aw," and drops her swords. And they just start making out. Like, just for no reason.
In front of a bus of kids as they cheer.
Right. And while the ninjas are attacking the bus of children, they get headshotted and shit before that. Which is pretty brutal in front of a bunch of kids also. But basically it's decided by this floating head in the sky that looks like the Eminem video for Rap God. This figure, this person in a suit and tie appears. It's kind of like animated, and it's just like, "Ha ha ha, join me in my ship and we'll fight to the finish," or whatever. So they beam him up, and the final boss is Donkey Kong. So there is a giant scene of them running up chutes and ladders, essentially, like original Donkey Kong, and from 1982, and they're just destroying barrels. Cubert gets squashed, and he has to be rescued, and all this shit, and Adam Sandler fucking tomahawks a hammer through a barrel into Donkey Kong, kills him, and that's how they beat Donkey Kong. Yeah. And that is pretty much the movie. Ending things like Sam and Violet finally kiss, Adam Sandler and the Violet chick. Eddie looks up to the window, and there's to a window in a building, and there's Serena Williams waving at him, and Martha Stewart pokes her head out and has like a panini or some shit ready for him, like it was referenced in the movie. And for some reason, Cubert has children.
Yeah, well, the original version of that chick, whenever they defeat the aliens, is like, gets all paralyzed and then depixelizes or whatever you'd say. And then the dude's like, "That's no fair. Why is Cubert still here?" Yeah, that makes Cubert sad. And then Violet is like, "Oh, well, he's our trophy, so I guess we get to keep him." And then he just like spontaneously transforms into that chick, and he starts making out with her. And Adam Sandler says what I'm thinking, and he's like, "Isn't everybody kind of freaked out that was just Cubert?"
So he impregnates the chick, apparently, and she pops out a bunch of little baby Cuberts. Again, even the ending is extremely fast-paced. Like, it's just like boom, scene, boom, scene, credits. And that's it. Like, it's after a speech that President Kevin James gives. I don't know. It's so weird.
By the way, I think that one thing that, what's his name? Eminem referenced in the Rap God music video was a reference to this dude that, like, I forget where exactly in the United States he did this, but he hacked the TV networks, and he broadcasted that image of him just like saying weird shit with like this weird effect over his voice, what flashed different lights in the background, and he'd randomly laugh, and then like nobody ever found him.
Huh? I didn't know that was like an actual thing.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird. Overall, man, like I said, I don't love this movie, but I definitely don't hate this movie. Like you said when we turned it on, I can't believe I'm watching a modern Adam Sandler movie. What are your actual feelings on the movie, you think?
I think it's a popcorn movie. I think Futurama did it better. They didn't really take advantage of a lot of things. Like, they just kind of shoot shit, and shit either runs into stuff or it shoots shit. Like, that's what I liked about the Tetris thing. It actually, like, used the game mechanics thing to, like, make shit happen instead of be like even with the Pac-Man thing, it's like, oh, okay, you can only go on the streets. It's like, well, now you can go on these off sections too and shit. So, like, there wasn't really clear rules to a lot of shit.
Yeah. During the city, the city invasion, there's these Tetris pieces that are falling, and when they connect on a building, the building just starts leveling, like like just leveling down, like how Tetris would do. Once you connect the pieces, pop, the building goes down a floor. So yeah, that was pretty neat. I don't know. Like you said, popcorn movie. I total agreement. I found it enjoyable. Probably will never watch it again. It's not something I would just watch again. But then again, I don't rewatch movies anyway. Hardly ever, so. But it was a good time. So, I had fun.
I'll always have like a soft spot in my heart for like the stupidity of some like Adam Sandler jokes. Like, my favorite part in this movie is also my least favorite part, which is that Wonder Kid character. He is like extremely cringy and then like really random, and sometimes his randomness is funny.
I like how they didn't really cuss in this movie. It's like, if you're pooping your pants, don't come crying to me. It's like, what? You're like screaming at fucking Navy SEALs right now. Like, what are you doing? Just like censoring yourself.
He said bitch to the creator of Pac-Man. He's like, what is bitch?
Yeah, bitch was like the farthest it ever went.
Yeah.
There's no fuck, there's no shit. You know, like, remember a while back, like a long time ago, if you said fuck or shit in like a movie or a TV show, it would like always bleeped out, but everything else could be said first. I don't understand. I get the fuck part, but why shit? I always wondered that. Why did they censor shit out of everything?
Shit is an insult. How I would remember shit is radio for some fucking reason. I remember there being like certain specific rules, because I noticed they were different than the TV's rules. Like, you could say shit if you weren't saying somebody was a piece of shit. Like, if you said, I stepped in shit. Like, if you were literally meaning shit, you could say shit. And then, like,
seemed like that never happened.
Ass was the same way. Bitch actually does work that way in TV, because if you are talking about a female dog, you can say bitch. I don't know about now, because we're like slightly more sensitive about shit.
Well, nowadays you can say whatever the fuck. Like, dude, you go on Netflix, Prime, whatever, any movies that drop, they're just like, they just lay it all out there. Like, cunt comes up a lot anymore, which that was like, nobody, that wasn't even bleeped out back then because nobody fucking used it.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing that used too often.
No. But, like, I mean, look at Deadpool. Like, look at that fucking thing. Or,
I never watched it.
You've never watched Deadpool?
Nah.
Oh, well, I know what we can do for the show at some point. I know you.
Superhero movies?
Huh?
Can we not watch superhero movies?
Well, Deadpool has his own game. That's why it's relevant.
Oh, God.
No, it's a very well-received game, too.
I've seen that game, yeah.
Yeah, back on, I think it was the 360 or the Xbox One. Not the Xbox One S, not the One X or the Series, whatever the fuck. The terrible names that Xbox comes up with. But
I've never liked fourth wall breaking characters, really. Like, the subtle characters do it like subtly or in more comedic things, I think it's okay, but like, I just never like that. I would like, for some reason, self-monologuing popped in my head. That's okay. Like, where there's like a narrator or person's narrating their own story, but I don't like whenever they're like, hey, folks. It's like, oh, okay.
It's a little bit of what you want and what you don't want then. Like, the new Deadpool movie is like, it shows his dick, like, near the beginning of the movie, whenever they break down his house, and, like, his dick's out for some reason. Or I forget exactly how it goes, but he, like, looks up at the camera and he's like, suck on that, Disney. Like, it is a comedic effect, but it's definitely fourth wall breaking. You know?
The Wolverine thing?
Yeah. I mean, I am not a huge superhero fan. I just like Deadpool for the most part. And from actual Marvel fans, what I have heard is you couldn't do it any better way than how they did it on Deadpool and Wolverine. So, if that tells you anything from an actual fan base, I'm guessing that is a good thing. Like, it definitely sounds like it. So. But, like, superhero movies are just like... Dude, superhero movies, they just do not get to me. Like, I don't get the whole thing with superheroes. I just love Ryan Reynolds acting. So, that is what drew me into Deadpool. And I was like, okay, this is fucking hilarious. So, I'm just gonna watch this shit. But, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
I like specific characters, like X-Men specifically. I like, what's his name? This is Dr. X.
Dr.
Xavier, there we go.
Yeah.
And then,
Venom.
The guy that teleports. I'm just talking, like, specifically X-Men. And then, like, Storm and Wolverine. Those are, like, the only ones I really give a shit about.
Well, I did hear that Logan is, like, one of the best movies ever.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I don't know anything about X-Men. Like, at all. Like, I couldn't tell you any fucking thing. Casey, she could tell you everything on X-Men. Me, nothing. Zip. So, you know, if we would ever watch an X-Men movie, I would just ask her. Truthfully, what is the best X-Men movie to watch? So,
for sure, they're all like, terrible.
I remember her saying, I like those things. And I was like, well, when you like a movie, Casey, you say you love them. For you to tell me that well, I like those movies, tells me that's probably not a great movie. You know what I mean?
We should at least watch the one that Jennifer Lawrence is in when she plays Mystique and is just naked in blue body paint.
Well, that's the only one I really do want to watch. I was getting to that part in the conversation, actually. Because Jennifer Lawrence is, she is bae, as the kids would say, about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't even know whatever happened to her. She, like, I mean, she came out with that movie, like, 2 or 3 years ago that was, like, a comedy, and I watched it. It was pretty funny. But, like, other than that, I just haven't seen anything from her, and she used to be in, like, everything. Like, Silver Linings Playbook, such a fucking good movie. And, like, I don't know, I like The Hunger Games, but I don't know how everybody else feels about them. That's kind of like a mix, you know?
I always forget that's who Jennifer Lawrence is.
Yeah, that was like her big break, I feel like. But I could be wrong. American Hustle, that's a good one.
The Hunger Games is very obviously a young adult novel.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
We will be back with either Dragon Ball or what's the anime, maybe the Studio Ghibli film you wanted to watch? Lupin?
Lupin the Third.
Lupin the Third. It'll be one of those two next, followed by the other one that isn't next. And then we'll be rolling with Pokemon Soul Silver, Heart Gold. It's summertime. Again, like we said last episode, we're prepping ourselves, like trying to get shit done so we can get shit done in our lives. I have kids. Mike has lawns to cut. We got shit to do. And we got games to play. So, we will see you next time. Anything else to add, Mike? Or you cutting out as well?
I'm all good. Adios, muchachos.
Later.